Aaron Singerman here with Isaac Hardbody Hinds at the 2012 Junior USAs in Charleston, South Carolina. Isaac, since you're Hardbody Hinds, we're on hardbody.com, you know the women, so we're going to start with the women for you.
Sounds fantastic, Aaron.
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day. And we're going to start with fitness.
Yep.
The winner of the fitness was Jacqueline Sutton Abrams. Very impressive. Were you impressed with her?
I was. It's the first time I've seen her. She's actually from Colorado, Denver. She works with Carol Semple, previous Fitness Olympia champion, so she's under good hands, and you could tell that she knew what she was doing. I guess she used to be a professional cheerleader, she said. She's a young girl, a lot of potential. It's cool to see young girls get in, and she had a pretty good physique. I think if she just, her physique needs to mature a little bit. When it comes to her routine, I think just some smoother transitions, but she's got sick skills.
I totally agree. She from the very beginning, I was impressed with her. You know a good fitness routine when you see somebody who keeps up that tempo the whole time. That's what makes a good routine to me.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point, because she ended strong, and so many people start really strong and they gas and they can't even do their. But that's a very good point, because she held it all the way through.
And this is actually only her fourth show. She won just recently won the Emerald Cup. Very impressive. To go in, like you said, young girl keeping fitness alive.
Yeah, and now she's a pro. So congrats to her. And she toppled a lot of veterans that's been on the stage for a number of years. So it's awesome.
Figure, Isaac, 3 girls get pro cards. There are 6 classes, A through F, right? And
yes.
They pick the best overall. Those 3, the top 3, the top 3. So the winner was Patty Clark. Very tall girl, F class.
Yeah, well, you said they picked the best overall. I disagreed with the overall pick. Personally, I liked Fannery Penn, who we saw her compete at USA's and make her mark, and then she went to nationals, slipped a bit, won her class here, and I thought she was the best. She didn't even get one of the 3 pro cards. So, it just goes to show that, the judges are all going to have difference of opinions. I think they probably went for a little more shape and softer look than, because Fannery was on the more muscular side. So
I interviewed Patty Clark, and I found it very interesting that she said that she believed she needed to take at least a year off to gain muscle. Usually when, in figure, when you win an overall at a national level contest, it's not like bodybuilding where you need to take a year off to put on muscle. So I almost feel like, although I believe she's right, I think that is kind of a bad sign.
Well, I would question where she's getting that advice. If the judges told her that, that's one thing. If it's a trainer in her ear, that's another thing. Or if she's just, thinking she needs.
She is tall and skinny.
Well, yeah, and that's, no, I don't disagree with it. But it's just, but then on the flip side, it's like she did win the overall. So.
Yeah. So maybe so. Jessica Thompson was my pick, and that was the A-class winner. Remember the little blonde A-class winner? She also didn't get a pro card, and I was very impressed with her. You really do see a girl that's 4'11" that can pull that off. That I believe would be able to go into the pro division and be able to compete right away.
Yeah. No, I didn't disagree with that. That's the thing. Honestly, I don't think I had. I think I had the other 3 than the 3 that were picked. So, it's a bummer, because that's one of the things where some of the shows, the top 2 turn pro, some of the shows, the overall, just the overall. I don't know if they do that anymore. Anyways, the class winner. So it's a bummer that you win your class and then then you lose out on the overall.
I could actually tell. I did decide to interview Jessica as a result of me thinking that she would be good, and I don't want to give away any of her secrets, but I know she was very upset because she was very excited to win, but on the other hand, it's like you're so close but yet so far away.
Yeah, and Fannery shared similar sentiments. She didn't know if she was going to win or not, and then when she won, she's like, it's bittersweet. So it's like you're right there. So. Yeah, it is what it is. But then Hope Davis? Yeah. She was the overall at Pittsburgh. She's young. I think her body needs to mature a little bit. Work on her posing. She's not bad, but I think she needs to refine some things before she goes jumping into the pros if she wants to hang.
Isaac, you mentioned Pittsburgh, and I want to bring up the Pittsburgh bikini winner, Lacey DeLuca, has had a lot of momentum pushing her forward. Yes. A lot, right? And so coming here to this show, I figured Lacey, I pre-interviewed her, and I figured she would probably take the bikini class overall. Instead, she comes in 3rd here, surprising 3rd in the A class. Did this surprise you?
Well, it just goes to show that shows aren't won by the online hype. Right. As the New York Pro is taking place in the north of us, down here, it's the same thing in the amateurs. A lot of people buy into what people are talking about on forums. If you interviewed them, if people are seeing their pictures, right. She's good, but I didn't have any problem with her being out of the top spot. So
I actually thought that she was a little softer than it looked like they were looking for. She doesn't have a whole lot of muscle, and that doesn't really surprise me, being that she's only been training with weights for a few months.
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of these bikini girls, I think they have success early on, and then they expect it. And I'm not saying that's her, but a lot of times that's what happens is they'll jump in, they'll win shows, and then they think they're going to be a pro right away. Because, it's happened to a lot of the girls that are pros now, but it's not always the way it works.
Nina Mendez takes the Bikini A class. In the B class, Isaac, we had Adriana Hill. She's also a bombshell girl. She's been doing very well lately. I believe she won her class in Pittsburgh. Very impressive girl. I like her shape, her stage presence. She was the right amount of leanness, and I'm glad that she won. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty. I actually had her second, so, I mean, I had her in second in prejudging. But, first place, it's one of those things to where, the bikini shows keep getting tougher and tougher. So a lot of the top 5 girls are very interchangeable, and they could be on the top 1 minute and be on the top 5 the next. So I didn't have a problem with her winning one of the top 3 pro cards. So
the overall winner of bikini was Brittany Young, who I interviewed. Also, just like the figure girl, very tall, statuesque. Not usually what we would see typically winning a bikini overall.
Why do you say that?
Well, usually it seems to me that we have girls that are a little shorter. We don't usually have the tallest class winning.
Generally speaking, well, a lot of times the taller girls.
Who do we have in the pro division? You're the girls guy. So you're the girly man. So who are the tallest girls we have in bikini doing very well right now? Not many.
No, not.
She's 5'9".
Not doing. I mean, Abby Burrows probably the best.
5'8", 5'9", yeah, probably.
Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, the ones that are doing well. Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I didn't have her winning because it's a lot of times they don't have quite the curviness and shape. I mean, they're a little skinnier, a little more straight up and down. I actually had what was it, the B class, Pollyanna Moss.
C class.
I thought she was great, but she actually did turn pro. But I had her winning the overall.
Very good.
I mean, because I thought she had the best little package. And I also had Janelle McGuire, who was the blonde. It's one of those things when you start to look at the division in the pro ranks, there's not a lot of blondes.
Right, so, that's very true. Very true.
So, I thought she stood out, and it's one of those things where I thought she stood out here, but, again, bittersweet.
In women's physique division, Isaac, we had Trina Thompson, who actually won the overall, and Sheena Olick, who was very close. I personally had Trina winning. I know you felt a little different.
I actually had Sheena winning just because I thought the way that Sheena posed was a little more fluid and feminine, and I mean, they were pretty close. I mean, that's the thing is, like, when you look at the pictures or the video, wherever it is online, they stacked up pretty good. But I think, generally speaking, overall, the women's physique in both divisions, especially the A class, was far superior than what we'd seen before, because I don't think we see a lot of women's bodybuilders coming down. Right. I think people know what the direction that they're looking for, and goofballs who think that they're going to be able to hang, like that clown that just walked through, right, and they can't. So now there's a clear cut look that they're working towards, and so I think that's eliminating a lot of the delusional bodybuilders.
And in a way, that is the exact point that I make for Trina Thompson winning, because Trina is a figure competitor that was way too big. Yeah. And she looks like she's maybe put on a little bit more since then, but she's not that much different. She has a little bit better condition, and Trina was not. She was doing national show after national show, not doing very well at all. She comes here, presents a very complete package. She's not quite as tall. I think she's a few inches shorter than the girl that you had, Sheena. And I was very impressed with her. And obviously, she found a home. Both of them found a real good home here in women's physique division.
Yeah, I think they'll both be able to hang, and they both have that feminine quality, and not too big, not too soft. Because that's the thing to where I think some of the women that were awarded last year were, they ended up being hard. And a lot of the judges have said, that's, we can only judge what we had on there. So this year, top 5 in the women's short class especially, I think any one of those girls could have won last year.
Okay, in female bodybuilding, we had Cassandra Wilson, who is head and toes over all the other competitors, really a standout in the women's bodybuilding. I almost don't even know if we need to talk about anybody other than Cassandra.
Why do you feel that way?
Because she was complete. She was in great condition. She had all the muscle necessary. She was really, honestly, I didn't see any of the other girls that were in condition, period. And then none of them had that kind of muscle.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I mean, that's the thing to where it's like the women's bodybuilding is definitely struggling to, what was there, 12 or something? I mean, it wasn't, the classes weren't big. So she stood out here. I mean, where is she going to go next? And, is she going to go to Chicago and try for the overall and win the pro card there, or go to USA's? But she definitely deserved to win.
In men's physique, Isaac, we had your countryman, your Colorado man, Marquardt. what is it? Guy Marquardt, who I interviewed, very tall men's physique guy, big guy, 220 on
Monster
stage. Monster tattoo. I thought that was very interesting. When I saw the tattoo and the overall, I said, no way this guy's going to win because he had his whole back covered. Yeah. Were you surprised that he won the overall here?
Well,
a lot of guys.
He had a good physique. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we didn't see anybody embarrass themselves. That's the thing when it comes to the men's physique division. These guys always show up in shape, unlike the men's bodybuilding where we see a super heavyweight who thinks he's in shape, and it's like, no, dude, like, you need another 12 weeks. So all these guys are in shape. So it's like, what are they judging on? He's a good-looking dude. He, had not too much. He wasn't too hard. Like, because I think some of the guys that are in the pro division now are a little bit bodybuilder-ish type of guys. He wasn't. I mean, but yeah, it was. It's one of those things where he didn't cover the tattoo, which I think is a huge point. Like, he's got this monster tattoo that he didn't cover up, and he still won. So a lot of competitors are like, should I cover my tattoos up? But obviously you don't need to because
it makes you a little edgy, right? It makes you a little edgy.
It obviously didn't hurt him.
In men's bodybuilding, we had a battle royale in the super heavyweights.
With cheese?
A battle royale of cheese. And Dan Newmeyer went head-to-head with Harold Bright, two super heavyweight guys. It was really, at the last call-out for the men's bodybuilding, they had these two guys come out, just them, and pose. And it was kind of a toss-up. The difference, in my opinion, was Dan Newmeyer had legs, and Harold Bright was missing a little bit in the leg department.
And I think Harold had a little bit better back.
Yeah,
and
he did.
So I think it's that's when you, as a judge, you have to start going down the line. Like, okay, who's got the best of the the arms, chest, tricep, all the mandatory poses. And I think that's why they brought him back out, because it's so close. They had to go through those individual poses, like who wins each pose. So I think Harold won from the back, but like you said, Dan from the front.
Yeah, Dan is been competing on the national level for a while now, and he got second place here last year. So this was really like a goal that he's had for quite a while. It kind of came to fruition here, where Harold Bright is a Texas super heavyweight guy who kind of came out of the woodwork this year. So he's got a lot of time. He wants to take a whole year off to build the legs, and I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and I think he's got some I know he needs to take care of, because it's it's one of those things to where it's like at this level, it's like any little thing can hurt you.
Especially if he moves up, if he tries to get a pro card at a national level, that will hold him back.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just those little details. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, there's all kinds of people that happens, but those little details are what will hold you back from a pro card, first or second, if, a year from now he goes to USA. So
congratulations to Dan Newmeyer, the overall men's winner, the 11 pro card recipients. For Isaac Hardbody Hinds, Aaron Singerman, RxMuscle.com.